Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's Debsy, and place to be, it's Debsy. Bloop, bloop, that's me. Boop, Debsy. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Happy Monday. I hope everybody is having a great day and a great start to the week. My first day back after vacation, so, you know, it was what it was. So anyways, we're past that. But listen, last night was Sunday night. So, I was watching the Real Housewives of New Jersey. So that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to get into what happened last night. And there was a lot. Finally, I was telling Dolly at dinner tonight, finally, we were getting something good to talk about. Something of substance, some spice to talk about. So let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Should I put my glasses on? There we go. They hide my face. I like it. Okay. So we started off with Teresa meeting Jennifer Aiden and Dolores at like a healing shop. So before they start, Teresa's talking about how I'm going to have a Tipsy in Tulum party at my house. Apparently for her 50th birthday, they had gone to Tulum. She loved it. She said all we did all day was walk around naked and smoked weed, and it was fantastic. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have a Tipsy in Tulum party. They are meditating and everything. They have like a sound bath, which is the thing to do if you're on a Real Housewives show, have a sound bath. Didn't really help them much at all. So afterwards they start discussing certain topics. The topic of Paul and his divorce came up from Jennifer Aiden. Dolores said he can't do more than he's doing. Dolores, you're a smart lady. You're my favorite lady on this show. Wake up, dump him. Also, Jen had mentioned what happened with, or Dolores, Dolores might have brought it up. And then Jen said that Joe threw the card in the fire. And Teresa was like, I'm not surprised. He's a screw up, and I was expecting that's what he would do. Dolores then mentions that same night, John Fuda had brought up like Gia's name, and he had brought it up when he was talking to the guys, and it was about like, about how Jackie had brought up Gia's name and had mentioned, remember, she had said something like, well, I heard that Gia does cocaine or something like that. But listen, she's still willing to be friends with Jackie. You know why? We're gonna find out why tonight, but we know why. Teresa was like, oh, he was talking about my daughter. Well, I'm just gonna have to tell him next time I see him to keep her name out of his mouth. Then Jen brought up once again brought up the step and repeat at who was it? At Danielle's charity event. Once again with the step and repeat. She says she's all upset, and I think she had said something like Danielle said, well, why should I put your name up there? Because I mean, you guys just came. You didn't pay for anything. You didn't pay to be on the step and repeat. And she says that later on. And she's all upset and everything, and she's beyond, she's just crazy over this step and repeat. Dolores isn't buying it, and I don't buy it either. And Dolores is like, Jennifer Aiden just doesn't like Danielle, and she's trying to find something. I agree. That's exactly what I think. On the other side of town, Melissa is showing off her new location for her show and for her store Envy. They're going to be having a fashion show. The last fashion show they had was in 2020. They're going to have a fashion show. Listen, have your fashion show with your see-through top, because apparently they said nipples are in. I don't know. I wouldn't be wearing None of that. Mine aren't in. Mine are in a bra. Nobody ain't seeing none of that. So, but they're going to be having a fashion show. The fashion show is not going to rival the posh fashion show with Kim D. I can just guarantee that. There's not going to be any weave pulling on that fashion show. Danielle shows up and they talk about like the housewarming gift, and Melissa thinks that they gave the gift just as a spectacle. Like if you really wanted to bury the hatchet or give like an olive branch, you wouldn't do it in front of everybody. You would just do it on the side. Meanwhile, we find out Teresa didn't, it wasn't like her idea to reach out. It was Louise, and she would have not sent anything. They also start talking about Jennifer Aiden, and apparently Jennifer Aiden had intimated to Danielle that she stole from her charity, the charity that she was doing this benefit for, and that she steps on people's necks. She didn't say steps on people's necks. She steps on people's necks to get to the top. So she isn't liking any of that. Meanwhile, Dolores over at the healing place, Dolores then talks about Jackie, and she mentions once again how Jackie was all upset about not being tagged at the baseball charity game. Calling Dolores, saying I hate Dolores, and called her a fucking slob. And then she said what I have always thought. She said, Jackie thinks she's better than me. She thinks she's better than you. She thinks she's better than you. She thinks she's better than all of us. That's what I had always gotten from Jackie. I had always gotten like an elitist kind of, albeit boring, personality. That's what I got. And she said to Teresa, she said, and she's just friends with you because she wants to sell more books. I wouldn't put it past her. I think she's being friends with her because she wants back on full time on this sinking ship. Teresa was like, who cares about who cares about her? Who cares about Jackie? And it's the first time of 2 times this episode that she basically came out and said, I'm just using her to get dirt on Margaret. That's her big thing this season, is taking down Margaret Josephs. That's why she's friends with her. And we see her this episode pushing her more than once. Tell us what Margaret said to you. Tell us. And it's pretty much during the episode she says, listen, if she's not going to tell us what she has on Margaret, then why am I her friend? If she's not going to tell me that. A real friends. And she's your real, Teresa and Jennifer Aiden are your real friends. Okay. So a little bit later on, Dolores and Paulie go work out. They're at the gym, and Dolores says something about like surgery. All of a sudden, Paul is like, no, that's it. That is it. I won't stand for that. If you get surgery, I'm gone. Now, okay, so she goes and she gets surgery, plastic surgery, and you're done. But she got to wait around forever for you to get this divorce finalized? Bullshit on that. No. And she had even said, Dolores had said, there was a flashback with David. And David, she said, basically David left her over the plastic surgery. She's saying, Paul, the difference between David and Paul has shown her a commitment. A commitment how? Really? How? Is he divorced? Is he moving forward quickly on his divorce? No, but he sure is moving quickly on getting this business started, probably. I'm just saying, and Dolores is right. It's her body. If she wants to get a surgery, any kind of plastic surgery, listen, that is her business. That is her body. That is her business. That is none of his business. So then they were talking about Jackie and Teresa and everything that Jackie knows. And so she had said, so listen, tell me if you've said anything about me before I find out from someplace else. I don't know. His look was odd. Like, he wasn't like, I have never said anything about you. Trust me, you're fine. We're fine. I'm good. But he didn't say anything. He was just like, well, with everything's flying out there, no one's safe. What's that mean? And even Dolores's look was kind of like, she's a little suspicious. I hope Dolores is my favorite on the show. Dolores is the smartest, and Dolores doesn't take any BS. I hope she dumps him. I really hope she does. And I hope she finds happiness. I know she's happy, but she don't need that. There's something up with him. He's a snake. Okay, a little bit later on, I believe the ladies and their husbands are getting ready for the party. So Jennifer, Aiden, and Bill are talking. Nate and Danielle are talking. Jennifer Aiden thinks that this party will be a great way to show Jackie that Teresa and I are her true friends, her real friends, which, come on. I mean, we found out. Meanwhile, over at Danielle's house, Danielle's like, are Teresa and Jackie like using each other? Or is one of them just a chump and is just clueless? Well, listen, if anybody's clueless, it's Jackie. Jackie's clueless. But Teresa's using her. And I think Jackie's using Teresa too, to try and get a storyline to get back on the show full time. Jen says that things are probably going to be tense between her and Danielle at Teresa's party. And Jennifer Aiden said she is disappointed in Danielle's character. I can't believe that somebody like Jennifer Aiden is going to be the judge and juror on somebody's character. So over at Danielle's house, Danielle is basically just saying it might be weird between us, and I'm going to talk to her. She said Danielle's heard things about what kind of friend Jen Aiden is. Okay, over Teresa and Louie are talking. Teresa said that Dolores and Jackie, they need to realize that Margaret's evil. Listen, do I trust Margaret? No. I do trust Dolores. Do I trust Teresa and Jen Aiden? No, not as far as I could throw them. I can't throw them far. And G is like, yeah, I think once they find out what Margaret did to our family, they'll come to their senses. And then Teresa says, and if she doesn't, that we're not friends anymore. So see, there we go. Real friends would keep you around. Real friends aren't going to just throw you out when you can't give them the information that they need to ruin somebody. But also in there, I don't know if anybody else caught this, but Teresa, when they were talking, and Teresa said that the problems that everybody else has, it's nothing so serious, not like what we have going on. I'm just going to bring up a name of a company, Vivina. I think that's what it is, Vivina. Louis is wrapped up in it, and there's some shady shit going on. I'm going to research that. I'm going to make a video about it at some point. But Vivina, he's shady. There's some shady financial dealings. How does she get hooked up with these shady financial men? That's all she hooks up with, shady men. So Teresa's Tipsy Tulum party. All the girls are there. The what is it? The attire, the dress code is wear close to nothing, which thank God people are wearing clothes. So everybody's there. The girls are the ladies are talking. Jackie's not there. Dolores was like, Jackie is an elitist. I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. She's talking, and then they're like, well, you might want to be quiet because Jackie came in. Dolores was like, okay. That's the thing with Dolores. Dolores will just tell you. I mean, Dolores will come out and tell you. So Jackie walks up. Oh, hi. So Dolores and Danielle leave. And I'm going to tell you, Dolores mentioned something, and she's not wrong. She is not wrong. She said, I have a motto. Just let someone destroy themselves. They'll do it better than you can. And then she just sits back and watches. That's true. Jackie, with that text, Jackie, she took herself out. So Jennifer is talking to Jackie, and Jennifer Aiden says Margaret has an agenda to sabotage your relationship with Dolores. She just wants to sabotage the relationship between you and Dolores. I mean, listen, if you're going to be stupid enough to put that in a text, I'm just saying. She shouldn't have been that stupid to put it in a text. Teresa says, why are you protecting her? Why are you protecting her? And then she throw in, as your friend. Teresa, you're not her friend. You are not her friend. You were using her for a reason, and that's to bring down Margaret. You said it your own damn self. And Jackie was like, I know she did that, but I can't do it. I can't do that. I'm not that type of a person. I can't do it. And Teresa and Jennifer Aiden are just trying to hit her hard to try and get her to talk. So speaking of Dolores and Jackie, they finally have their talk. Okay. So Jackie, from the very beginning, she's turning on the waterworks. I'm so sorry that I hurt you. And blah, blah. Listen, she sucks them tears out pretty quick when she realizes Dolores isn't buying any of this. None of it. And then what does Jackie do? Once again, Jackie's like, the real person that's wrong here, the real enemy here is Margaret. It's Margaret for sending that. Once again, listen, she's trying to deflect. She's like, don't look at what I did over here. Don't look at the fact that I said I hate her and she's fucking slob. Don't look at that. Look over here at Margaret. Don't look at what I did wrong, because what I did was wrong, but look here. No, Dolores wasn't buying it. Dolores is too smart for that. And Jackie's like, when I saw your face looking at it, I felt so terrible. You felt terrible that you got caught. You aren't sorry. You aren't sorry that you said it. You're sorry you got caught. That's right. You were too stupid to put it. You shouldn't have put it in writing. Margaret might say this stuff, but Margaret don't put it in writing. That's what Dolores said. Dolores was like last week, well, Margaret's smarter than you because she didn't put it in writing. So that's just it. And Jackie's like, I don't know how we can move on from this. I think she was talking about her and Margaret. And Dolores was like, I agree. Sometimes, because Jackie was like, sometimes friendships run their course. She was like, I agree, like ours has. Goodbye. When she walked over and she saw that face that Dolores was given, she should have just been like, I'm sorry, you look beautiful tonight. Have a magical night. Goodbye. Dolores from Patterson wasn't playing. Okay, so next, the big thing that we were looking forward to. Okay, so Danielle's talking to Teresa. She's like, are we good? Are we good? Teresa's like, yeah, we're good. I just want to make sure that you don't have other people in your ear, like Rachel or my sister-in-law, or Margaret. And here's the thing that I didn't like this. I didn't like that Danielle, Teresa said, I feel like we're closer than you are to Margaret or Melissa or Rachel. And Danielle said, oh yeah, we are. I don't think that's the case at all. Like, no, it's not. I don't believe that Teresa likes Danielle one bit. I don't buy it at all. So here comes Jennifer Aiden. Jennifer Aiden comes over, starts talking to Danielle. They start talking about, first of all, about the charity. I think this sounds kind of shady. I've never worked with a charity. Like, I've never put on a charity event. I don't know how it works, but Jennifer Aiden had said that Danielle is paying herself back for her time from her charity. So like, what she does is she gets all the money that had come in for donations for the charity, and then she pays herself back, she pays her bills, and then what's left goes towards the charity. I don't know how charity events works. I don't know. Jennifer Aiden was like, what we'll do is we'll pay for everything I'll pay for everything out of my own money. And that way everything goes to the charity. I mean, I'm not a Jennifer Aiden fan, but I feel like that sounds right. So anybody, if you've put on charity functions, please let me know if that's right or not. I feel like that sounds right. Danielle was like, well, you can do that because you're a multimillionaire. So she's like, Jennifer said, what are you talking about? A multimillionaire. We're lucky to have one. At which point Danielle off, to the producers, like, are you kidding me? She barely has $1 million. She has a 16-bedroom house that's the biggest house in Paramus. She has a house at the shore. She got a Ferrari. And you're telling me she's just barely making $1 million, and her husband is a plastic surgeon? He's just making $1 million. He's barely making $1 million. I don't buy that either. Here's another thing that got me. Did Jennifer Aiden really say off camera that she's considerate of other people's feelings? Oh, okay. Okay. Did she get her head hit? Did she fall and smack her head off the pavement or something? Okay, so here's what we're waiting for. So Jennifer Aiden is like, there's something else that I know about you. She's like, well, just say it. What is it? She's like, I don't want to. She's like, just say it. Come on out and say it. So Jennifer Aiden says that the woman that does Danielle's extensions asked her to be a model. So she was thinking it was like a model for like a master class. As it turns out, the thing is Marissa, the hairstylist, is putting out a line of extensions. Dolores and Danielle were going to be in the ads. And that's what Marissa had asked her to do. So Danielle called her up. She said that Danielle called her up to say, hey, you're modeling her extensions and you're not going to get paid. And Danielle was like, you motherfucker. She flipped out. She was like, no, I didn't call you to tell you, hey, you're not going to get paid to throw shade at Marissa. She was like, I was just calling to tell you that this is what it was for, in case it's out there and then your hairstylist sees this and gets offended that you're promoting somebody else's products. She's like, because I know mine would be offended, rightfully, if that were the case. And Danielle was like, I called her, I told her this. And Jennifer Aiden was like, oh, well, thank you so much for telling me. I won't do it then. And thank you for telling me, girl. I love you. Thank you. And Danielle was like, it had nothing to do with throwing her under the bus and dogging Marissa about not getting paid. I wasn't even expecting to get paid. It wasn't anything about that, which I believe Danielle on that. And that took Danielle to like here, yelling like, you're dirty, you're a dirtbag, everything that everybody said about you was right, you're dirty. And I was kind of wondering, I was like, boy, she got real upset. Here's what I heard. I had heard that on TikTok from someone who was talking with Melissa's old nose, who used to be on Twitter, who was like a drama T channel for Real Housewives. I had seen on there that what was kept out of that scene by the producers was that Jennifer Aiden made a comment, a real nasty comment about Nate, about Danielle's husband, and said something to the effect of like, you're not the only one in your house that has to wear a bra. I get it. I 100% get it. That's shitty. First of all, to talk on somebody else's body and shame somebody on somebody else's body when your daughter, your little girl, is heavy, is plus size, is heavy set. Would you want somebody talking on her figure? Nobody should talk on anybody's figure, okay? Maybe he has a medical issue. And even if he doesn't, who the fuck cares? That's not for you to say anything on. So I completely understand where she would be like, you're a dirtbag. So she says, you're a dirtbag. She went up to her and said, you're a dirtbag. And then Jennifer Aiden pushed her. Jennifer Aiden pushed her first. And Danielle was like, I'm not the girl. She threw, it was not a glass. It wasn't glass, it was plastic, cup of water. Now, I'm not gonna say, don't take this as, hey, listen, violence is the way. But Jennifer Aiden had been doing these kinds of things for years. And she was just expecting to get away with it, because she has not come across somebody like Danielle. And if you throw in there that she's making comments about her husband and his body I can understand where she would get upset. She was not going to take this. Danielle Cabral is not the one. So, they break it up. Listen, when Danielle walked through the kitchen and said to Bill, your wife's an effing bitch, and when you go to bed at night, you're sleeping with the devil. Seriously? Bill in his mind was probably like, it's not me. I sleep out in the pool house, so you got that wrong. Thank God he sleeps in the pool house. So, listen, Dolores came in, and Dolores was talking with Polly, and Polly was like, I think something was said. It had to have been pretty bad, because I can't see her, like, reacting like that, meaning Danielle throwing something. And then doesn't Dolores go up and say, did you push her? And she was like, I don't think, what did she say? She says, I don't know if I did. And then later was like, I could have. You did. You pushed her. You started this. You were poking her. And then the look on her face afterwards, she wasn't shook up at all. Not one bit. She was cool as a cucumber. She was trying to make snarky comebacks. Listen, that was planned. That right there, that was a planned attack. I would bet $100 on it. That was a planned attack. So, Her demeanor was very, very calm. So that right there, that is what we were waiting for. So in the comments, let me know what you thought about this week's episode of Real Housewives of New Jersey. We're going to see. It looks like in the next episode, Teresa might not have Jennifer Aydin's back. It's not a real friendship either. So with that being said, listen, if nobody told you yet today, I love you. You're loved, seen, and heard. Please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, and positivity out there. Please take care of one another. 3 things. Number 1, please be aware of your surroundings. Number 2, please stay safe. And number 3, if it's hot where you're at, don't go outside if you don't have to, but if you have to, stay hydrated, drink water often. And with that, I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.